Good morning. Taking your power back. Some of you were here a couple of weeks ago, and I gave a talk. And after that talk, I went home and I went to bed and I promptly got sick. So John was in Denver at the Southwestern Men's Gathering, and I went home and just was in one of those kind of funky spaces and was feeling overwhelmed by life, and I didn't know where my answers were, and I wasn't sure what to do, and so I went home and got sick. That was like a default setting for me. And John came home on Wednesday night, and I was still sick, but then John was home, so certainly that would make things better. I stayed sick. And I stayed sick all through last weekend, and it was either Monday or Tuesday morning I woke up, and I kept saying, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. And my body goes, you're sick, you're sick, you're sick. And either Monday or Tuesday morning, I woke up with a voice so clear, speaking to me. And I don't know if you have this kind of a voice. At times I do. Oh, stop it. Just stop it now. Take your power back. You're Barbara Waterhouse. Stop it. And I woke up and I went, oh, I guess it's time to stop it. And I did. And it was amazing how quickly my thought process shifted. It was amazing how quickly I took my power back, how quickly my body started healing and getting over that thing that had been hanging on and hanging on. And I would attract people who would say, oh, this virus, it's a couple of weeks. It lingers. And I'd go, oh, yeah, I'm lingering. You know, I've done all the dances. And I know that overwhelm and victimization is not pretty on me. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't operate in my life well. And I don't know if anyone else is dabbling in this kind of a thing. Well, I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm letting my money tell me what to do instead of me telling my money what to do. I'm letting other people direct me or control me, or I'm feeling like things have been taken from me. You know, that which is yours cannot be taken from you because it is yours by right of consciousness. And that which is not yours, you cannot keep. So if you've let go of something, it's because you no longer had it in your consciousness. So if it's a person, my immediate response is thank you. Thank you for showing me that I'm not in that state anymore, that I have moved on. And if I've spent years in the victim consciousness, I may have moved on to a worse state. So we practice being clear about who we are so that we can move on to a better space. But if you quote unquote lose something, if you lose a job, if you lose a relationship, if something is no longer in your plan, it's because it's not yours anymore. Let it go and let something better show up. I felt so clear. I was reminded of Wallace Wattles when he said, if your prayer has not been answered, you didn't ask big enough. If you're, screwing around with some measly little tiny thing and it's not showing up in your life, it's because you haven't gone big enough. And so I just want to go on record saying that I'm not worrying about how we're going to fix that stream bank anymore. It's only X number of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that doesn't rule us. We rule it. It is simple maintenance. It is simply life. And we have a world to change. We have other work to do in terms of changing the consciousness of people in this center, people in Asheville, and people all over the world. We have global work to do to shift how people live with each other on this planet, to have people get that there's a power and a presence within them that can do anything at all. And so I have blessed that stream bank once again, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that sometime in 2019 it's going to be repaired and tiered and planted, and it's all going to be done with the EPA and the Army Corps of Engineers and all of that good land stuff. And it will be done. while we are busy changing our lives and changing each other's lives. This is the best center in the world. We get to come here and realize that we are beings of light. We are beings of love. We are created out of light and love. That physical form twinkles into form and out of form back into energy at nanoseconds. And that our thought creates our life. And we control our thoughts. Nothing is controlling us. Nothing is doing anything to us. If you think that something has done something to you, it's time to take your power back. If you think there's anything that can hurt you or diminish you, it's time to take your power back. If you think anyone has ever done anything to you, it's time to take your power back, because no one has ever done anything to us. People have done things for us to learn how to be the amazing being that we want to be. Ernest Holmes says, nothing is real unless you make it real. Nothing is real unless you make it real. You're the one who decides if it's real. You're the one who energizes it into physical form, and then you look at it and say, well, I knew it was real all along. No, you made that real. No one can hurt you unless you allow them to hurt you. And so he says, refuse to have the feelings hurt. Notice he says the feelings. They're not your feelings. You picked them to just do them for a little while. You're doing joy, you're doing anger, you're doing upset, you're doing happiness. They come and go at your choice. Refuse to have the feelings hurt. Refuse to receive anyone's criticism or condemnation. In the independence of your own mentality, know that you are wonderful. You are wonderful. That's not conceit, that's the truth. What could be more wonderful than the manifestation of infinite mind as you? It's only real if you make it real. And so as we look at ourselves and we think, well, I need everything to look a certain way for me to feel a certain way, that's a lie. That's a lie. We choose how we feel regardless of how things look. And if we think that we need something for us to be okay, for us to be safe, for us to be happy, for us to be whatever, then we're putting ourselves in a situation to learn that we don't need that. Because this life is a learning process. And so if we create something, we can blame it and we can blame the people around it and say, that really did me wrong, my childhood, my parent skills, my socioeconomic background, my education, the economy, the politicians, the dogs, the neighbor's dog next door. If I think that those things decide who I am instead of I decide who they are, I am screwed. I am screwed because they don't decide me. I decide them. If I have an experience of a lack of anything, and I think that that outer lack is going to determine an inner lack, I'm backwards. I determine what is going on in my life. It's like money doesn't tell me what I can and cannot do. I tell money what it can and cannot do in my life. It can show up, and it can grow, and it can be filled with joy, and I decide that. But if I'm setting up circumstances in my life because I really want to be holy and spiritual and grow as much as I can this time around, then I need to look at all of those circumstances for what they truly are. So here I am, powerful, creative, spiritual being, alive and well on planet Earth, really ready to grow to my max. I want to be as enlightened as I can. I want to be as happy as I can. I want to be as joy-filled as I can. I want to be as healthy as I can. I want to be as prosperous as I can. I need to label every event in my life for what it is. If I've created fear in my life, really what I'm learning is courage. And so I need to learn that courage, not build the fear up, not grow the fear, tell everybody all about my fear. No, I am courageous. I am powerful. I am clear about who I am. I command all of the creative force of the universe in me, as me, is me now. What in the world can fear do to me? Nothing unless I make it real. If I stumble, if I feel like I've made a mistake, if I go on one course, one path, and it all kind of falls apart? That didn't determine me. My goodness, I've done a lot of those. Boy, you should try ministry. Getting up here every week, every week, every week. Well, I thought I was going to do this, and I thought it was going to work out like that, and none of that happened. Oh, no. It teaches us how to get up again. Falling down just teaches us how to get up. And some of us have fallen down so many times, we're really good at getting up. Yeah, yeah. If we find ourselves angry, we're learning how to love. If we find ourselves in hate, we're learning how to love. And some of us are so powerful that we will create really big scenarios in our life that really look real. And then we point at those and say those are real. And that's the time to say, no, 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 I'm not making that real. I know who I am. If I find myself in a feeling of powerlessness, it is time for me to take my power back and feel powerful. That's what I do. I tell my life what it's going to be. I don't let my life tell me what it's going to be. I certainly don't let somebody that I've never even met before, who the whispers come, oh, we're downsizing, you better be afraid. Oh, the Fed's going to raise the interest rates, you better be afraid. The housing market's going down, you better be afraid. Oh, you have this in your genetic disposition, you better be afraid. No, we do not do that at Center for Spiritual Living Asheville. We know who we are, we know the truth. God is all that there is, and so that infinite presence of Spirit, the power of Spirit, the clarity of Spirit, the wisdom of Spirit must be manifest at the point of us right now in its totality. Not only are you a God being, you are the God. You are it. You are the only one. And so when we lie to ourselves, we take all of that power and we use it to create mediocrity. We use it to create things getting screwed up. We can just as easily create things falling together and lifting ourselves and each other up by looking at ourselves and say the only truth is that I am powerful, I am clear, I am abundant, I am filled with love, I am the manifestation of the infinite presence of Spirit in me, as me, is me. Now that is it. That's it. It's the only thing you get to tell yourself, except maybe that you're beautiful. I've often said that this teaching is not for the faint of heart, because it's easy to be unconscious. It's easy to say that this situation is bigger than me, because then you don't have to do anything. But you know, I don't think any one of us came into this life to do nothing. I think we all showed up to do something, and to do something pretty amazing. And I know that we can't do anything for anyone else that we don't do for ourselves. It's like when the oxygen masks fall down, we have to put the one on us first, or we will be unconscious, and so will everyone else on the plane. There is an unconsciousness that goes on when we live in the lie and tell ourselves that we can't, that we shouldn't, or that we mustn't. And I want you to know that there is something much greater than that within us. There's a poem in the Science of Mind textbook. It's called Yourself. And the beginning of the poem I have never liked because it's just awful. It's just awful. It's about the awfulness of life. But then in the middle, he stops and says, know this, there is no power from without. Yourself must answer every fear and meet all doubt. With some divine indwelling power which you yourself upon yourself shall shower, and giving take and taking give unto that life which you yourself shall live. There is no power from without. There's only that indwelling power within us. And when we live in this idea of duality, that something on the outside can decide and determine what I am and who I am, then we have lost all hope. We're simply being jerked around like a puppet on a string. And yet it is our string, and we are the puppeteer. And when we can see all of that, that it is our choice, the life that we live, the creations that we make, and if things don't look like they're going well enough, we need to rise up in consciousness, not sink down. Victimization is the worst. It is just the worst because then with all of our power, we create all of these people to victimize us. And then it's one of those catch-22 circles. At some point, we have to say, this isn't real. This isn't real. I'm not going to give my power away anymore. I'm not going to give my power away to politicians. Breathe. They're revving up again. I'm not going to give my power away. Whatever. Whether I found this car or that car, whether this deal came through or that deal came through, whether this person smiled at me or they didn't, I'm not going to give my power away. I'm not going to wait anymore for things to look like I thought they should look before I can be happy and strong. I'm not going to play small anymore. There comes a point in time in our spiritual growth where we have to know bigger. I don't like Wallace Wattles' words that much because he says if your prayer hasn't been answered, you didn't ask big enough. But if I turn that back into my language, if I haven't demonstrated what I thought I want, I'm not at a vibrational match to that. I need to raise my vibration to go for something really, really big. And I think that we are going for something really, really big, and we're not going to stumble on the little obstacles of life. We're not going to let it trip up who we are as this center, changing lives, having instantaneous, miraculous healings, having people heal their past, heal their soul, heal their heart, have this awareness that there is something wonderful and amazing inside of us. We're not going to stumble on that because we will stay vigilant. And remember that nothing is real unless we make it real. We are the captains of our ship. We determine our destiny, and we choose right here and right now to know that we are amazing, that the entire universe supports us and lifts us, and that we are doing the work that is ours to do because we are being who we have come here to be. When we do that, everything is possible, and so it is. Hi. I'm Barbara Waterhouse.
And I'm John Waterhouse. Thank you for watching this message today.
Through our website, cslasheville.org, we have over 1,000 messages, classes, and new thought books, all to download at no charge to anyone.
Producing this incredibly valuable collection of ideas is really making a difference in the world. It's changing lives everywhere.
Please go to our website, cslasheville.org, and click the Donate button. You can support this life-changing ministry, and when you do, we'll send you a note of thanks and also put you on our daily prayers.
By doing this, you're helping to raise the consciousness of people across the entire globe. We're changing lives together, those lives that are being more prosperous, more healthy, and more joyous. Thank you for being a part of this important work and supporting what we do here at CSL Asheville.
Thank you.